Yeah, I think like with Westbrook, he is like when when he plays, he's a very good player. Arguably, probably a top 8 player, top 7 player in the league. Is just his style down the stretch and team game is very hard for other players to help his team contribute to a winning like attitude in the playoffs because like he takes such a high volume, he's such a ball dominant player. He'll get good stats, he'll help your team be in a position to win, but in those crunch few possessions, I think teams know how to stop him or get in his way, and the other players don't get enough touches or reps in the regular season or in the playoffs, and it's just the system where the ball goes through him, and if you can stop him, his team's not going to win.
Okay. So let me ask you this: was Iverson considered a winner?
Eh, I don't know. For me, I was gonna compare him to Iverson, to be honest. I think he's like the 2010 onward version of Iverson, to where like you have to build your system exclusively around him to even have a chance to win games come playoff time and such. But you're not gonna really get as far as him as the main guy.
But would you consider Iverson a winner, though?
Yeah, I guess. But even with him, I just don't think that the style that he played to was conducive to winning. And the only reason why he made the finals in that 1 year too, I know I'm going to be a hater right now, but the East was trash back then. It was so bad. Like you watch games now from like the 2000s era, it's like, oh my god! Like I had to turn off the Spurs Pistons Game 7 because it was such bad basketball.
Nah, I can't say that.
It was
Like
bad
back
offense.
then, I loved watching the Pistons too, but now watching it, I'm just like, what are these teams doing?
No, the offense is always shaky with those teams, right? Because there was no real spacing. You're pounding the ball to like Ben Wallace at least 10 possessions a game for some
They're
reason.
posting up Tayshaun Prince against Ginobili. I'm like, what is happening here?
Like there wasn't real movement, which is what like I know Josh and I especially play like the way we play ball is like purely movement based. So if you're not getting free flowing like ball, you're just stuck.
The Pistons would like run their sets just so they could run the clock down with like 8 seconds, and then they would post up somebody just to make sure they use the entire 24 seconds in the first quarter. And it's like you do that when you're winning because you have such a good defense, but do in the first quarter, I'm like, what are you doing?
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Stretch 4 podcast. I'm your host, Peter Tran, and on the line, I got my pick and pop partner, Josh Cohen. How you doing?
Still in quarantine.
Oh, man. ISO Raj, how you feeling?
Again, Peter, just isolating.
I'm glad to hear it, man. We got a special guest on today. Darrell Wonge, former player in, I don't know, how many countries did you play in? Like 6?
14.
Damn. Oh my god.
14 countries, 10 years.
Woo. Man, my bad. I underestimated that by a long shot. Oh man, how you doing? How's isolation for you?
Oh man, it's going day by day.
Surviving out there?
Oh yeah, trying to. I mean, wondering what's gonna get me first: the alcohol or the pandemic.
Alcohol could be dangerous in here, man.
Makes my day bright.
What else is there?
That's not a one.
The true words of an alcoholic right there, Raj.
Just Netflix and booze. Oh man, so Darrell, how long have you and I known each other? Like 3 years at this point? 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, what was it 2017? I want to say.
Yeah, so we met in London, right?
Yeah, we met right when I retired.
Oh dang, that's true. Shit. All right, so let's start from the beginning. Let's talk about high school. Let's start when you're nice and young, man. How was it? You know, like where'd you play? That kind of stuff.
I grew up. Well, part of it was in Queens, New York, out in St. Albans, and I went to high school out on Long Island, though, out in Hempstead, New York. Went to Malvern High School. Okay, throughout the story, throughout all these questions that we go through in the podcast, my life had three, when it comes to basketball, three reality checks. So we'll start around with the first one, which is in high school. My last year was the last year you go straight from high school to the NBA. So on the AAU circuit, I used to play against people like Dwight Howard, Sebastian Telfair, Sean Livingston, Marvin Williams. Well, it was like J.R. Smith, who was a monster. But like, yeah, all them guys went straight to straight from high school to the NBA, and I was at that point going to my senior year, was top 40 in New York, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah, because because Danny's a year behind me. So yeah, I was top 40 at that time, and in my mind, my pop's mind, I was like, yo, I'm going straight from high school to NBA. So my team was sponsored by Adidas, and Adidas had this big invitational tournament where they got the best teams that they sponsored around the country to come and play. So at that point in time was the Atlanta Celtics. The Atlanta Celtics was, I guess, my day version of the Monstars from Station. They had Dwight Howard at center. What's his name?
Josh Smith?
Yes, thank you. Josh Smith at small forward and Javaris Clinton at point guard. If y'all don't remember who Javaris Clinton is, he's one guy.
Oh, yeah, we remember him.
With Gilbert. They had him at point guard. And I don't like to tell the details of this game because the rest of everybody else on their team went top Division One, and then a lot of them end up in the NBA after. But like I remember those guys, they went straight to the NBA, except for Javaris. Javaris did 1 year in college and then went to the NBA. But anyway, like I said, I don't like to tell the details that much about that game because one of the worst losses I took in my life. But just to give you a preview of it, so like we're about to start the game, we have Coach K in the building, Tom Izzo. Who's the guy that was coaching at Texas Tech at the time? Anyway, a bunch of big time college coaches there and some NBA scouts there. And I'm hyped. I'm figuring this is going to really propel my name on the stage. And the ball goes up in the air. Dwight wins the tip. Javaris grabs the ball, and he probably held it for like 1 second and threw it in the air. And I didn't even move yet. And I just remember looking at the ball like, where the hell is this guy throwing it? And it felt like Josh Smith fell from the ceiling on the rim. And that's all I'm going to tell you of that story. Pretty much the end of that weekend, I came home to my father, and I was like, all right, I got to go to college. Because there's different levels to this shit. And I'm not at that level yet. So ended up not knowing nothing about the recruiting process. Chose Winston-Salem State, which that time was Division II, but was making the jump to Division I because they promised me a very big role, which I ended up getting. And yeah, I went there, and it was a great experience. One, because of ball. Two, because of the life. The life is a lot of fun.
What do you mean?
So also one of the reasons I chose Winston-Salem. So when you go on college recruit visits, they show you around, show you facilities, you work out with the team sometimes, or sometimes they'll put you through like kind of like I would say a draft kind of workout, like see how much you bench press and give you 100 shots to see how many you can make out. It was kind of like a workout scenario. And then they hand you off to the players. And if you are a popular recruit, somebody they want, the colleges usually give you like a black card to the players and like show him a good time. And they showed me a hell of a time. A hell of a
Was it like he got game?
Yeah, that's all I'm picturing.
Since we weren't a blue chip university, I'm not going to say like he got game, but it was damn near close. For every one guy at that school, there's 22 women.
Damn, those are crazy numbers.
Yeah.
That is one hell of a ratio.
Did you have your own Rick Fox?
Yes, I did. The seniors there at that time, they were Shad and Terrace. Yeah, they were cool guys. They showed me a good time. But they also told me the truth. We had Coach Stitt at the time, was a white coach coaching at an all-black university. And he was, for basketball terms, was the devil. This man, I don't care how much you love basketball, this man can make you hate it. And he was so good at that. If me and you did not like each other, if we hated each other, we could sit down at a table and talk for hours about how much we both hate this man. That's the type of coach he was. And I'll never forget, I had a great weekend down at Winston, and I'm sitting there with some of the team before my flight leaves out and stuff like that, before they fly me and my father back home. And it's just me and Shad was sitting there playing video games. I'll never forget this. I remember it just like it was yesterday. It was like the Lil Wayne album just came out and they're bumping it in the room. And he's playing video games, and I'm just like, had a great week. And I'm like, yo, man, I really like it here. I can't wait to come here, man. We're going to some championships. And that's the third. And Shad, without even looking at me, he just kept playing the game. He's like, don't come here. And I was like, excuse me? He's like, don't come play for this white man. This man's the devil. He's going to ruin your career. And I was like, all right. I was like, yo, this man's hating. Nope. Got there on campus, and that man made me hate basketball.
Like, oh, how bad was it? Like, give us an example of what a practice would be like.
Oh, my first year? Oh, shit. All right, so we would typically start the morning at 5 a.m. We have to run about 5 miles because somebody would have got in trouble for something. And then after that, sometime during the day, you'll have individual workouts for hours. So they break you up into like shooting guards, small forwards have a workout, big men have a workout, point guards have a workout. So that'd be like an hour and a half. After that, you go to your classes, and then you'll have a weightlifting session. And then after that, at nighttime, we'll have a team workout. Then when season started, the individual workouts stopped. If somebody did get in trouble, then we still had the 5 a.m. 5-mile runs. But the practices were hell. Practices were sometimes, I say on average 3.5. Sometimes we went 5, sometimes we went 6 before. And he would just like demean you. So we start every practice off with quotes. You have an offensive quote, defensive quote, team quote. And then he'll say his 2 words, and we'll huddle up together, go team or Rams, whatever, then we'll start practice. And most of his speeches went something like this. Everybody in the circle should be happy to be here because none of y'all good enough to play nowhere else. None of y'all ever going to make it pro. You should be happy that I recruited you. All right, let's have a good practice. And then we will practice and we'll run. And I mean run. I remember peeling off like chunks of skin off my feet from running too much. I've seen him run a guy to the ground where the guy passed out. Zoe was 6'8", 260 pounds, something like that, and just passed out, like running mid-stride, just collapsed, just dehydrated, collapsed. I tried to throw up one time, and dust came out. That's how dehydrated I was. It was hell. I'll never forget. I went to the parking lot behind the dorm, called my mother, and said, "Yo, I'm coming home." I'm like, "Yo, basketball ain't for me. Like, I'd rather sell drugs at this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I can't be doing this no more. This man's trying to kill me." But we won. We actually won a championship that year. I actually got a ring for that too. He was hell. But his system worked.
That was your freshman year?
Yeah, my freshman year. We ended up making it to the tournament, but we was just so tired and bodies were beat up. We lost in the first round. But we won our division and everything like that, so we got rings for that. And then the next year, we were favored to win our conference tournament, ended up losing in the semis. Because Stephen A. Smith was there. He's from my school, so he was commentating that game, and we ended up losing. And then he ended up getting into a fight with the AD. He ended up leaving. New coach came in, and he made me realize what college was. It's a business. Because his first words when he came in was, "This is not personal. This is a business. This is how I feed my family. So we have 15 scholarships. I'm only keeping 5. So you have this season only to show me." He came at the beginning of the year, so he had to keep us for that season. So he said, "You have this season only to show me who deserves to stay." So he made everything a competition. Let's say all of us played shooting guard. We would all room together in the same room, and we compete every day at practice. and like we'll be flying to places. And I remember we played. I want to say it was Kansas. We lost. Because Kansas State was the senior. So yeah, it was Kansas. We were flying back from Kansas, and he'll do stuff like, all right, Peter, let's say you. So let's say me and you play the same position. Let's say I started. He'll be going over my stats and be on the plane. He'll be like, Peter, let me see. Darrell played 27 minutes, had 10 points, 5 rebounds. Peter, you played 5 minutes and had 2 points, no rebounds. If I gave you Darrell's minutes, could you give me more than 10 points and 5 rebounds? He'll do stuff like that. And of course, you want to play more, so of course you're going to say yeah. So we'll play, we'll practice, and after practice, he'll make us play a one-on-one, see who's going to start the next game. So it was like a battle for that. And it was like a lot of fights and stuff like that, but like it made me realize how cutthroat of a business it could be. Because at the end of the year, he took away 10 scholarships. Cut 10 people's scholarships, people that couldn't pay for school, nothing, just cut them off the team and brought in his own people. And I was one of the lucky 5. And yeah, they went to senior year, balled out, got some looks, met some, got scouted by the Spurs and the Bobcats.
What year was this? What was your senior year?
07-08.
708. Okay.
07-08. Yeah. And yeah, didn't get brought into camp or summer league or anything like that, because that's like real how they bring you in when they're talking to you. They break you down like this. I mean, the scout from the Spurs wanted to meet me after the game. He was at home. I had 35 points, but we lost by like 5 or something like that. But I had a really solid game, and they said they want to speak to me after in the coach's office. And I thought that this is it. I mean, I know how the process works, but this was it. I was like, all right, he's gonna hook me with some agents. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get drafted. Yada yada yada. And it was pretty much like a 15, 20 minute conversation about how I'm not good enough, pretty much.
Damn.
At that point in time, I didn't, you're still a kid, so I didn't really take in what he was saying. I more so took it all as being negative, but he was pretty much, this is what they do. They break down your faults. And the older you are, you figure the less potential that you have. So it's like your feet are not quick enough to play the 2. You know what I mean? Your shot's not quick enough to get off quick enough to play the small 4. You're not strong enough to play the small 4. You're in between it here and there. He was just picking out parts like that. And you put on more weight and this, that, to the third, blah, 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 blah. Which I understood later on in my pro career, but still being in college that time, I didn't quite get. So that was like another reality check for me.
You said that was your second one?
Yeah, that was definitely my second one. With the breakdown of what I thought was going to be my big break, which wasn't. And if I took what he said then and started working on that right from there, I would have probably got another opportunity at the league later on. But I didn't. I was pissed. So I actually walked out the office before he even finished. You know what I mean? Did everything to give him the finger.
Damn.
Yeah, it was.
Young Darrell, mad disrespectful, man.
Oh man, you have no idea. Like the man you know now, Peter. Oh my God, if you could see me in my heyday, you'd be like, "Yo, this guy was off the wall." Because I would always speak my mind. I mean, I wasn't scared to tell somebody to go fuck themselves. And I was wild.
You sound like Peter right now.
Cussing out everybody at grocery stores these days, man. Don't you know?
When you're at the grocery store, do you feel the tension?
Oh yeah. We're moving away from people to make sure that they're 6 feet. Like, take your oranges. I'll wait 5 minutes if I have to just to get in there. But it's weird.
When I'm in the grocery store, I feel like you're one cough away from being like a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I don't cough. I refuse to let myself cough or sniffle when I'm in public. It's weird, man. Even when I see people laughing and shit, I'm like, yo, why are you laughing? It's a very serious time right now. And that's it. Like, I feel like such an asshole, but for no reason.
It's like when the camera pans to the guys at the end of the bench when they're losing by 35 and they're all laughing. You're like, why are these guys laughing right now?
Yeah, like, how dare you?
All right, you see, I can understand that though. I've been in that situation because, especially my junior year in college, we we were on the road a lot. We had only 5 home games that year. I missed the whole month of school of November being on the road. And a lot of games we were getting our ass whipped. Like, by like 30, 20 plus points. And towards the end of the season, you're like, yo, I gotta fucking still live my life, right? You know what I mean? I can't be here. Like, the first initial losses, I'll say within the first 8, 10 losses, you're like still, you're pounding on the bench, you're mad, you're punching lockers, yelling at teammates, you gotta be better, gotta be better. I'll say about like after 15, you're like, how much more mad can I get? After that, it becomes like, you know what we doing after this? What's pasta popping? I mean, did you hear from that girl? So, yeah, when I see pros do that, I kind of feel like they're mad at the beginning of the season. By mid-season, it's like, yo, I'm making $10 million. How mad can I really be?
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
Facts. It definitely gets to that. It definitely gets to that point.
I think that's why so many people talk about the need for having veterans around younger players because, a situation like the process, for example, you have all these guys that are, in their first or second year, maybe third year, and they're not proven at all, but they're used to losing, and they get in that mindset, and then the rest of their career, they play a certain way, and they can't really get out of that mindset. So how important do you think it is, based on your experiences, that having veteran guys around you help you to sort of like mold your own game and try to, play winning basketball, I guess you could say?
Oh man, it's definitely important because just like you said, if you're coming in young, you're getting money fast, right? And you don't always know what to do with it. So you like anything, you're a kid still, so you're just spending it, you're doing dumb stuff, you're going out, and you don't know how to be a pro. You know what I mean? You're still either acting like a college kid or just a regular kid in general. And the vets teach you how to be a pro. You know what I mean? If you have good vets that take you off the wing, they'll help you save your money. They'll guide you to be great, especially if you have a vet that you probably looked up to coming up. And yeah, they could save your career. They could be a big reason why you succeed or you fail. You know what I mean? Having the right vets around you. So it could be a good thing. Most times you have good vets is a good thing. If you have some bad vets that, like you said, like they never had the right discipline or was never taught the right path, and they were just talented enough to make it for a while to become a vet, but they still act like they're a kid, it's going to be a downfall to your team because the kids that come in, they're going to just run that way, right? Like I've been. I mean, I won't give no names. I won't say what team it was or anything like that. But like I've been with NBA teams during the playoffs, and they have a game the next night, and like I'm in the club with them, and they getting shit face. You know what I mean? Bottles, girls, all stuff like that. I'm looking at them like, yo, you got a playoff game tomorrow. And I'm like, fuck it, we ain't gonna win.
Damn.
And I was just like, all right, you know what I mean? Like,
did this person have their shirt off in the club?
nah.
It's an oddly specific question there, Josh.
That man, okay, I know you talking about JR, right? JR Smith is he was a hell of an athlete. I mean, probably still is, but like, even if you look at some of his early clips back when he was in the league, like I played against him in high school, man. Like even at that the Adidas tournament I was telling you about, he played for the Tim Thomas Players. He came down on a fast break and did a reverse 360 windmill. And the man was so cocky. He grabbed the ball after he dunked it and tossed it at Tom Izzo and was like, "Put your pens down. I'm not going to college." And then walked back on defense. And I remember just looking and was like, yo, you got the balls to even do that, man. Like, kudos to you. Because it's like basketball royalty. You just like spit in their face.
Yeah.
But he knew he was going straight to the league, and he did. He was a very, very talented guy. He's actually a guy that didn't live up to his full potential as he could have because the whole situation of you don't have the proper vets around you and you act like a child for most of your career.
You don't think Allen Iverson's the best vet for him?
Oh no. I can tell you stories for days about Iverson. My assistant coach in college grew up with him. Was a little bit older than him, but grew up from Newport News, and he used to hang out with Iverson. Like he used to tell me like they'll be in meetings like with the coach's dad, He'll get a text from AI, be like, "Yo, go to the airport. I bought you a ticket. We're going to Atlanta. Going to strip clubs." And like he'll do that to like 10, 15, 20 of his boys, no matter where they're at. And they're like, "Oh, just go to the airport and meet him in Atlanta."
Damn.
They hand him like $30,000, $40,000 each night to just throw at strippers. Yeah. Yeah, I mean the man used to just throw away money. Like whenever he played New York, he either took a limo or a chopper to AC to go gamble after the game. You know what I mean? He was just throwing away money. But his one of his boys had his back. He's still a millionaire because of him. Yeah, man, vets help a lot, man. Vets will save you from going broke if you're the right vet with you.
What was the most reckless thing you spent your money on? Like when you first got paid?
When I first got paid?
Or like, yeah, like, you know, the earlier years, because I'm assuming that's when you were most reckless with your shit.
So my first year out, I went to Japan, won championship. Right, my championship bonus was what? Just winning that was like 10, 12,000. So I took that, came home, called my closest boys, my cousins, and there's this club in the middle of Times Square called BB King's. And went there, and we bought bottles. We were acting a fucking fool. We were like just buying bottles to pour on women. We got this private section, and asked for two. Had these two big 6'10", like two guys from the Blind Side, just like be at the rope to rope off my section, and we were just like. First, we were taking girls from other booths. So, like, we had this guy next to us. He had, like, 3 girls with him. Probably a drug dealer or something like that. And we kept flirting with his girls and then grabbed his girls to bring in our booth. So he got mad and moved his booth to the other side of the club. Then we started going into the crowd. And, like, you could be dancing on a girl and we'll just grab her from you. And be like, yo, fuck with him. Come roll some real ones. And we'll just bring them in our section, order more bottles. And we would just, like, standing on tables, we were standing on couches, jumping off of shit. Like I don't know, I was so drunk, but I just remember I remember the server coming to us and was like, "Yo, who the fuck are y'all?" And we were all screaming, like, "Yo, we the niggas tonight, it don't matter. Give me another bottle." It was just, yeah, we were just wilding. We were wilding. I spent a lot of money that night. Yeah, so it was just, stuff like that. Just wilding. I spent a lot of money early on in my career, especially that first year. I had an apartment in New York with my brother, God rest his soul, and then I had an apartment down south with my ex-girlfriend now, time. And yeah, I had two rents. I was flying back and forth. I was partying every night and working out. Like, I had a pro trainer, and oh man, it was so good being young. Can't do this shit no more. Like, what was I? I was like 22 at the time. Yeah, I was like 22, I believe. And I would legit be out partying. I would do 3 workout sessions a day. So, but I'll be out in the city getting wasted. Come in the morning at probably like 7 a.m. and my trainer could smell the alcohol on me, and he would just run me so I threw up. Oh. And then I'll sleep in the gym. I'll wake up 2 hours after that workout session, grab some food, come back in the gym, and do another workout. And then I'll come back to the gym at night, probably like 7, and probably put up about like 500 to 1,000 shots. Go shower, and go back out to the city and go party.
So you did 3 a days and then you would go party?
Yeah. I was 22 though, man. My body was like tip-top shape, running like an engine. I used to wow. But you know what I mean? I had no guidance when it came to this until later on in my career. And a big guidance was my wife when I met her. Because I was really just living like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah. Where did you go right after college?
I had to play ball?
Yeah.
Japan.
Japan was the first stop?
Yeah, Japan was my first stop. It was a lot of fun. Played for Toyota in their second league. And actually got to play against what's the name out there? Charles O'Bannon. For your basketball history buffs, the O'Bannon brothers won the national championship for UCLA, and then Charles went to the NBA for like 2 years and then disappeared. Found him in Japan. This time he was OG, but schooled me to some things. But like, man was just making bread. He played for Toyota in the top league out there. Was making $1 million before bonuses, tax free. Had like, he's the one who taught me like you can negotiate anything in your contract. He had in his contract you get 40% off of all Toyota product, and that includes like Lexus cars, all that shit. He played for Toyota for years, so they bought him a house out there that was his for life. And I'll never forget, we're playing in an arena downtown Tokyo, and it's like 20,000 people there. And on the free throw line, and he was like, "Listen, young fella, he's like, you're probably gonna get like 30 plus on me tonight because I'm not gonna chase you in the full court, but half court, I'm gonna give you some buckets." And I'm laughing. I'm like, "All right, yeah, man." So I'm talking to him. I was like, "Yo, I used to watch you in college, man. You was amazing. Like, why didn't you ever try to go back to NBA?" And he's like, "Why?" It's like, "Oh, I'll show you why." And he takes one step off the free throw line, and he raises his arms. 20 plus thousand people started clapping, going, "Oh, Bannon, oh, Bannon." And he steps back on the line next to me. He's just like, "I'm a god here." And I was like, "Yo, I want that. I want that right there." That was some real G shit. Like 20,000 people all screaming your name just because you raised your hands. It's ridiculous. But yeah, he told me a lot about contracts and stuff of that sort. I mean, even him, he was still partying out there because after that game, he went out and got drunk.
So he was like your first vet, even though he wasn't actually on your team.
Yeah. My the guy who's on my team, he was only his third year out of college, but it was his third year. But he played all 3 years in Japan. But he opened my mind to like traveling more and was just like be open to trying everything. And because of him, because of that standpoint, I got to experience the world. So every country I went in, I would like try to learn some about the culture, the religion. I would eat whatever delicacy was there. Like I've eaten goat, guinea pig. In the mountains in Ecuador, they have a delicacy up there where they like make this platter of rice and beans, and they get these 2 big fat cockroaches, and they cook them up and make a plate. That's the only thing I probably didn't eat though. I couldn't do cockroaches, man. I just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And I didn't do the turtle in Japan. Like they tried their best to feed me turtle, and I was like, "I'm not Japan, I'm China." And I was like, "Come on, man."
Turtle?
Yeah. I didn't tell you that story?
No, that doesn't seem that bad.
What? Oh, fuck. All right, so imagine. I mean, I'm assuming everybody here has ate like at the big dim sum restaurant. You could turn and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
They have a bunch of food.
Yeah.
And first of all, I don't know who the cooks were, but they can't cook. They were trying to cook, I guess, black food. That was horrible. It was like they gave me fried chicken that was like a brick. You know what I mean? Like legit like a brick. And I was like, "Yo, I can't eat this." So then it was like, "Oh, don't worry, the main dish is coming out." So they bring out this big bowl, and it's like steaming, boiling hot water. And then they bring out a turtle, big turtle. And I'm looking at them like, "What they doing with the turtle?"
Wait, it was alive?
Yeah, moving. Everything. So
God.
I don't know I didn't know turtles could make noise. But yeah, they make noise. This shit screamed.
Damn.
And in the water, it screamed, and so it just stopped. And they let it there. I'm just looking like, what the hell's going on? And then they cracked that sucker open, cracked the shell open. And I was like, "Eat some turtle." And I was like, "Nah." And then I got into a big argument with my interpreter. She was so mad because she was like, she's like, "Oh, you're disrespecting the manager and team owners. Like, you know, it's a delicacy here in this town, and they got it for you, just like that." And I was like, "All right, let me explain something to you." I was like, "Yo, who's your hero? Who do you look up to? Like, who do you like a lot?" And she's like, "Oh, I love Allen Iverson. I'm Iverson." I was like, "All right, cool. Imagine if we bring a big bowl out and then grabbed Allen Iverson and I just drowned him in front of you." And I was like, "All right," cut off his braids and was like, "All right, here you go. Have some. It's a delicacy." Like, that's how I felt about the turtle. I was a huge Ninja Turtle fan growing up as a kid, right? So I was like, I can't.
That's gold.
I can't eat turtle.
I thought you were going to say Turtle from Entourage.
Oh, nah. Nah, I was a big Donatello fan. And yeah, she didn't like the explanation. She was pissed. She didn't actually my rest of the time out there. She had a attitude with me, but oh well. I'll tell you any of y'all right now. If you ever go to China, if you go to stay in the bigger cities, go to the smaller provinces, it's a different world. It's a very different world out there, man. It's yeah, it's that's all I can say. It's a different world. It's only the shit you'll see in movies.
Dude, Josh married into an Asian family, man. He could be next.
Yeah, maybe plan to go to Indonesia one day, but on a totally different note, what was the weirdest thing that you saw throughout your time overseas? Like, we always hear stories about guys like, Jorge Garbajosa smoking in the locker room at halftime. Do you ever see anything like that?
Oh man, I got quite a few stories. So my first stint in Ecuador, we won the championship, and I was messing with this girl. She had money though. Didn't understand it. It's third world country. She had money, and she wouldn't even let me pay for stuff. So like, oh no, I got it. So always dressed nice, pretty girl. So knocking it down, having a great time out there. And come to find out, she was the baby mama of one of the biggest drug dealers out there. So we won the championship. My face was all over the town and the paper and everything like that. And there was a picture of us together. Not like holding hands or anything like that, but together. And my coach called me into the office and was like, "You have to leave the country now." And I was like, "Excuse me?" Like, I can't like celebrate. You know what I mean? Because I asked for my ticket like a week later because I wanted to keep partying and shit. And he was like, "Nah, there might be a hit out on you. We don't know. So like, you need to leave now." So I had to like legit stay at his his house. It's pretty much like we're doing right now. I was isolated. You know what I mean? I was in COVID mode before COVID was even a thing. I was like in his back room for like 2 days while they get my paperwork together, and they flew me out. And yeah, I never went back to that city.
Damn.
Another time in Ecuador, I went back there. I was playing in the Amazon, which I was so pissed about my agent with because he did not give me the full details of what was going on. So I was in the Amazon, playing in this city that probably had like 6,000 people total in the whole city. And it's like kind of like those cities you see in movies where it's like the game's on, the whole city shuts down for it. It was like that, but the city's outside of an active volcano, so I could watch the volcano smoke every morning from my apartment, which was scary as shit. And the plumbing was irregular. The people was like really poor out there, so it felt bad that I was making so much money, but like people were like poor. Like I'm talking about poor. Like it's the Amazon. It rains every morning like clockwork. You know what I mean? It was rain from 7 to 10. By 12 o'clock is steaming hot dry. All right, every day. People will wake up in the morning, go outside in the street and bathe, like just wash themselves in the rain in the street. So that was wild. So I remember walking from practice and was talking, and the manager was telling me about don't go too far into the forest, into the jungle. And I looked at him like he's crazy. Like I'm from the city. I don't like trees and shit anyway, so you ain't got to worry about that. But like curiosity wise, why? And he was like, "There's Indians out there, and like natives, and like you don't go on their property, you go on their territory, they'll kill you." And I was like real Indians? And he was like, "Yeah." And whenever they have a problem with the government, like I'm sure you can look it up. I don't know what year it was, but it's like way before I got there. But like they marched on the government and took the president hostage before. Like that's how real these Indians were out there. So, our small town had a bridge, so it's one way in, one way out type town, and they were trying to do some like pipeline through their territory that they said was going to eventually help them, but like I don't know, the territory is sacred, so there's like nah, fuck that. So they took the city hostage. They pretty much made lines in front of the bridge so nobody could leave and enter. They had to bring the army out there, and I'm not close up to the action, but I'm close enough where I could see it from a distance, right? It's kind of hard to explain. If you were here in my apartment, I could show you exactly the distance, but like I'll put it like this: you're far enough away, like you could make out what's going to happen, but you can't make out no faces, anything like that. And they were fighting AKs and gunfire with like sticks and bottles and arrows and like dying, like getting murdered for their beliefs. I'm just watching that shit like, yo, this is wild. This is wild.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. That's so messed up.
Yeah.
Jesus. I wasn't expecting that kind of story.
Oh, I got tons of those.
Yeah. You probably had a lot of culture shock going to 14 different countries and playing like in different areas compared to playing mostly on the East Coast of the U.S. as a college player. Where else did you play?
Oh, man. So I played, let me see. So it's Japan, Ecuador, China, DR, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Dubai, Egypt. South America. So Brazil, Argentina, Colombia. Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. Canada.
You played in almost every continent except Australia.
Oh my God! I had me a good contract offer for Australia. I was waiting for Weston to get cut. God, what's that boy's name? He used to play at Syracuse. Shooter, white boy. Oh God, he played there when Melo was there.
Oh, the short guy?
Yeah.
McNamara.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy's a legend.
He was in Australia and he wasn't playing good. And my agent had the team's interest, and I just needed one more bad game from him, and I'd have been in Australia with a nice check. And this motherfucker just got hot. And I mean, like, I guess he knew it was back against the wall. He started hitting everything. So, yeah. Didn't get to make it out. I was very disappointed about that because I wanted to go to Australia.
In terms of all the places you played basketball, what was like the biggest basketball shock? Like on the court, like whether it was league, whether it was the style of play, like something you weren't used to or it wasn't what you were expecting, like whether it was the level of athletes or like some teams are maybe playing at a faster pace or just overall, like what surprised you in what countries about the leagues, the competition, like the basketball craziness or the fandom?
When it came to basketball, Argentina was one of the best leagues I ever played in, like competition wise. Like they could go out there, they could hoop. Very physical, very physical. Like you come up with screens, they're allowed to like put their butt out and stick their knee out at you. Say that, oh, you had to like wear paddings on your legs and things like that. So Japan, the players were very smart and they're very fast. Not strong though. And they could all shoot. You leave them open, they shooting like 40+% from the three, most players. They were good. China basketball, like they love basketball. They love basketball out there. Like because of China, I can't go to the zoo anymore. Because they love basketball so much. We were eating at a restaurant in a small town, and I guess word spread, and they were like pressed up against the glass. Like how they do at the zoo, like if you came during feeding time and you drop meat and tigers were eating it and people like up there taking pictures, holding their kids up. That's exactly what it was like. It was just watching us eat, banging on the window, trying to get our heads to turn so they could take pictures. It felt like we were the animal in the zoo. So it was horrible. After that, I never went to the zoo ever again.
Where in China was that?
This was in BG. One of the smaller cities outside of BG. BG is a small city itself, but it was even a smaller one because we was doing there was a tournament we was playing out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a very, very awkward place.
Would you say that China was the place with the biggest NBA or basketball fandom?
I'm sorry, you said what?
Would you say China was the place with the biggest basketball fandom, like wherever you went, or like you were surprised at how devoted they were to basketball?
Yeah, I was surprised how devoted they were. Wasn't in love with the fans though, because like so much awkward stuff happened out there that like I don't love China because of that. Like I had fans break into my room and like throw their baby at me and like just take pictures of it, like in the middle of the night.
What the hell?
Like middle of the night. I still make jokes about this. I was like, yo, I feel like I'm going to be like on a site, like a pedophile site of like I'm in my drawers late at night holding a baby. You know what I mean? It was just like they took a bunch of pictures of me and my teammate holding their kids, and then just left like a box of bread, and like bowed and left. It was very awkward. Or like I was in the club out there, and you buy bottles, and normal shit is you buy a bottle, they bring you like juice to mix it, maybe some fruit, some shit, right? Nah, they brought scorpions.
No.
Here's your bottle of alcohol, here's a plate of scorpions.
No.
What? Nah, I can't make this shit up. I promise you. I put down everything like it was the scorpions. They took the tail off, like the pins of the tail off, but like still had their clothes were still open and closing, and it was just, man, it was awkward. But like this is like in the smaller provinces, like in the bigger cities that are more westernized, it's normal.
Did you go Mortal Kombat and just like go get over here and just like grab the scorpion?
Nah. So I actually left my booth. I was like, this shit is weird, and I was drunk, so I went on stage to like party and dance a little bit, and there's this girl up there, and she like took ice and like, I thought it was just ice, but she like put it on my chest. I'm sure I had a V-neck shirt on. She like put it on the chest and shit like that. I was rubbing around. I grabbed her arm and was like, "Yo, I'm good. You don't need to do that." And then I just felt something moving in my shirt, and she put a scorpion on my chest. I just like started bugging out, and I called security to kick her out the club. Like, yo, you can't just be doing shit like that, man. It was just.
Oh my god.
It was wild, man. It was wild. Actually, what's name was a dope spot playing too. Moncton, New Brunswick in Canada. Like the fans, they showed so much love. Like let you come to their house to eat for Christmas, and I mean I could be at an Outback. We could all be out at Outback right now, eating and drinking, and the family see me and be like, just pick up the tab and just want me to come over and just talk like this and tell them stories and stuff. Right? They showed a lot of love. A lot of love.
In Moncton?
Yeah.
Wow.
Love about that. I was surprised too, man. But I had a lot of fun in Moncton.
I didn't know you could have fun in Moncton.
I didn't know so either, man. I'll tell you that. But I'll put it like this: I had so much fun. My wife never wants me to go back there.
Yeah, she's smart.
It's actually, she actually can tell you this. My second time in Moncton, that's when we actually met. I had, I guess you could say, a bunch of groupies, right? And we was on Skype. And there was a fan banging at my door. And my wife was like, well, we weren't dating at the time, we were just talking, but she was like, yo, who's that? I was trying to play it off. I was like, nah, I don't hear nothing. And she's like, nah, that's the door. She's like, I thought you weren't talking to nobody else. Like, nah, I'm not. And she was like, answer the door. I was like, all right. So this girl was drunk, so drunk. And she like came in my apartment while I was on Skype and begged to have sex with me in front of my wife at the time. She wasn't my wife then, but like she was like just watching. This girl begged to have sex with me, and I'm just like, yo, we can't. You gotta go. And she was like begging, and I was like, seriously? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I felt like really good at the time, but you know what I mean. But at the same time, I was like, yo, seriously? It was a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun there. Had a lot of fun in Montreal too. Like I said, P, it was a different me. Live a different life.
Yeah, no kidding. When was that you played in the Canadian League? Like 14, 15, 16?
No, it was I played him when the league first started because I was one of the first draft picks there. So I played 2011.
Oh dang!
Then I went to Argentina, and I got into it with the team. So I ended up leaving there early in the season, and I came back to Moncton to play for a month. But I ended up staying for the whole season because of family situations. But that's how I ended up meeting my wife, because she was living in Windsor at the time. So I played, I guess you said, like a season and a half, 2011, 2012. Yeah, something like that. 12, 13, something like that. And then I tried to come back after my surgery, and I played there at the end of the season. They brought me in as a veteran, and that's when I realized I couldn't play the same no more. So I just retired at the end of the season.
Wow, what surgery are you talking about here? Let's go into this.
Oh man,
Sorry to bring it up, but
so I tore my MCL, ACL, PCL, and destroyed all the cartilage in my knee. So they had to shave down part of my knee bone and add in fake cartilage. And
this is while you were playing, right? This is while you were playing?
the surgery happened probably a year before I met you. Kind of rushed it back, but I got injured playing in Saudi. I went up for a dunk and got undercut and flipped over and landed on my knee. And the team told me it wasn't as bad as it was, but I was still feeling pain. So they gave me a cortisone shot, which I never had before. And they didn't tell me the dangers of it. Because, like, I took that shot, boy, and I felt like I was 18 again. Like, I came out the next day and was just running and dunking, like, no care in the world. And then the pain will come back in, like, 3-4 days. And the swelling will keep happening. So they gave me some pills for that. And they kept giving me shots. So I found out later on you're only supposed to get cortisone shots, like, once every 3 months. And I was getting, like, once every, like, 3 to 5 days. So probably like 2-3 weeks into it, you know what I mean, during one of the games or after the game, after my adrenaline and everything came down, I couldn't use my leg no more. Like, I tried to stand up and it felt like it was dead from the knee down. So they had to rush me to the hospital and do some shit, some x-rays or whatever they did. I don't know the correct medical terms for it, but like, I don't know, they gave me some drugs and pretty much was like, yo, your shit's fucked. So I had a choice to make. I could either get my surgery out there and it'll be known on the market that I was hurt, or I could get released, like they wanted to go in a different direction with another player, and then I could go back to New York and get my surgery done in private and pretty much lay low for like a year or so, and then try to come back. That's what I chose to do. And I was able to come back. The doctor did get me back, but I just wasn't the same player that I was before. So I just decided, I talked to my wife about it, and I was like, trying to start chapter 2 in life.
Especially with at the high levels, like you're working with such fine margins. If you're not like at 100%, like it's hard to keep going and playing at the elite level that your mind wants to play at, and maybe the other parts of your body do. But was that the first like major injury you had in your career?
I guess you could say major injury. I mean, I broke both my ankles before, separate times, of course. But one was like right before my senior year of high school, and the other one was after my first year in Canada. Actually, it was a packed gym that day. We was up at the gym at Jerry's gym, and Danny was there. So Danny Green, and his brothers and them were there, and what's his name? Wes Witherspoon used to play at Memphis. He would actually make the league too, but he ended up tearing his ACL. But very good player, like 6'9", dumb athletic, and. I think Wally Zerbiak came in the gym. I can't remember. It was somebody else that came in the gym. But like my team was on the court first, and he was playing pickup and playing. And I was fucking cooking. Just in the mode, boy. I just got off a season in shape. I wasn't drinking, cooking. And then I went up, came down on somebody's foot, and that was the end of it. Crack. And then I from everybody going, ooh. And everybody got dressed and left the gym because nobody wanted to play no more. And yeah. So besides those injuries, but like nothing else required surgery except for the knee one.
How was it during the rehab process? Like, did you know that you weren't going to be the same player? Or were you like, just this is another like small speed bump and you were planning on playing? Or like, when did that realization know that you knew that you weren't going to be the same player you were before come in?
So I think I can speak for many players when it comes to this. You don't really know. You talk yourself up, like when you talk to your friends or people in the public, you're like, oh yeah, I'm coming back stronger, say third. But like in all reality, you really don't know, because like it's like when you break anything, it's never quite the same. You know what I mean? Depending on what it is. And I had to get 3 or 4 different consultations from doctors, and some of them were saying that I wouldn't walk the same again. Some of them say that I would never play ball again. And then I'm one of my old teammates. He got a surgery before on his PCL, I think it was, and he was raving about this doctor out in Stony Brook. So he took me to him, and he was like, "Yo, I can get you back playing. So I'm not going to say that you'll be exactly what you were, but I'll get you back on the court." So I was like, it's the best news I've heard. So I took it, and the rehab was difficult. It was my leg was in this machine for like 5 months, I want to say, where it's like I'm in this machine for about 12 to 14 hours a day. It's just like slowly bending my knee, and the rehab was painful. But you know, what I mean, you're focused because you keep pushing because you're like, I gotta get back. And what most athletes do, you rush it, because when it comes to overseas basketball, if you have a gap on your resume, you know what I mean. So let's say you missed a year, whatever it's going to be, it's hard to get the job the next year unless you're like really established in a certain country, or you know what I mean, your agent has that connection, because they don't want to see no gaps in your resume. You know what I mean, they use it as a way to like bump your pay down and things of that sort. So it can be hard at times to come right back after missing a year. So you're trying to rush back. Because I rushed back, I wasn't 100%. So I couldn't do a lot of things that I normally could do. And it was difficult when you hear it from your peers. And I came back to Canada for like the last month and a half of the season to help make a playoff push and to be a vet in the locker room. And they knew about my situation with my knee. So it was like they were going to help me rehab it some more so I could get right for the next season somewhere. And I was rooming with, I don't know if y'all remember Corey Lucius. He played at Michigan State, went to all 4 Final Fours, hit that big shot against Maryland in the Final Four.
This was 2016?
This was 2016, this is 2017. 2017, excuse me.
No, but he hit the big shot in 2016, I think, in March Madness.
I believe so.
I think I remember the player vaguely.
So yeah, so it was with him, and he's a really good player. Respected his game. And it was probably like his second year. It was his second year overseas, or first year was one of those two. But so I used to play like 1-on-1 before practice start against different players, and just to get my feel back for the game and everything like that. And I mean, I'll win some, I'll lose some. And I remember him. I came and sat down on the bench before we started practice after playing one of my other teams in 1-on-1. And he looked at me. I was like, and I looked at him, like, what the fuck you looking at, man? What's wrong? He was like, damn, dude, you used to be nice before your injury, man. I could just tell. And how he said it was like, you're not good. Well, not elite level no more. But it's like, he looked at me, he was like, yo, I could tell before your injury, you used to be elite. But now I'm just on a pro level, just average. So that was like a shock to the system, shock to the heart, because your peers could see it in you, especially somebody who has like really good basketball knowledge. I just looked at it as like I could probably make it another year or two on contacts and ride the bench somewhere and do decent, get 2 more checks or so. But I'd rather start my plan B and figure out what the hell that's going to look like. So talk to my wife about it and decide to go that route. Because there are some guys that try to hang on to the bitter end. And you see it, and it's hard. Because, like, I tell anybody, if you have the opportunity to do this, you do it. Because once it's over, it's over. And there is no getting it back. You know what I mean? It's on a grand scheme of things, it's a short window. If you're able to play 10 years of pro, that's a short window in the course of your whole life. You're able to live past 80 years old, right? So you enjoy it while you can, because you'll never get it back again.
No, it was an emotional talk.
I actually have a question for you, more like basketball related, less injury and end of your career. Um, what was the one skill that like maybe as a high school player or like early college player that you maybe didn't have and that you really worked on and improved throughout your pro career, and you said that, or you would think that you probably didn't like you overlooked it?
That's a good question. In college, I worked a lot on my foot speed, so I could slide better in defending players. In my pro career, I worked a lot on getting my shot quicker. For a simple fact of a lot of scouts that saw me, even like when scouts from Spain came to watch me, they were like, your shot has to be like, they time your shot, how quick can you get it off? Because that's going to tell you're playing against elite athletes. Those type of shots get blocked. They play their numbers system like that. But so as a pro, I worked a lot on getting my shot off quicker and learning from other pros how to select your spot better. Like I used to play a lot of one-on-ones against a lot of pros, like in the NBA, and when we work out together in the summer. And one person who taught me a lot about spacing was Chris Douglas Roberts. He just knew his game so well, he could hit shot off no matter where he was out, whenever he wanted, right? In the ISO matchup, at least. So, yeah, I would say high school, it was working on my handle a lot because I was tall, I could shoot, I had to work on my handle a lot to be able to attack the basket better. College, it was my foot speed, so I could play guard against guards better, and then in pros, it was getting my shot off quicker.
Now I'm going to ask the most important question that we've so far asked you. Have you played against Peter Tran?
You might pick it like one time, but like,
what does Peter need to work on?
What does Peter need to work on? It was like, we played like one game, maybe two.
Yeah, like two, I think.
Yeah.
From what I can tell you what I need to work on if you don't remember.
I would say his left hand. Jump shot's not that bad.
Not that bad, damn.
That's almost a compliment.
Right?
Almost.
I was expecting like, it's okay.
I'm taking it all, like, I'm looking at it in a different way. That's why. Not bad. Excuse me. I take that back. It's not bad.
Well, it's only going downhill from here because that's the only thing that he has in his game. So.
Yeah. Yo, Josh, how about I tell you, maybe like 3 months ago, we were out, like some of the guys were out drinking, and I told Darrell, like, I've never once in my life done a left-handed layup. This guy roasted me for the next hour and a half. Never in my life.
Right. Yo, fundamentals, Peter. Fundamentals.
Hey, reverses all day.
Fundamentals will get you paid, man. It will get you paid.
Yeah, not with a left hand.
That's why
though.
Peter never made it.
That's singularly the only reason. Thanks, man.
It's a lot, man. Like trying to make it. You go to these workouts, these private workouts, and they like you end up matching up against players you watched on TV, players that came from these bigger schools than you and have bigger ages than you, and you really just have to believe that you're better than them and just outwork them. Like there's different ways to get on different people's radars. Like every combine or private workout that I went to, I was always really vocal, always like talk shit, scream after I made a basket. I would yell after I made a good pass. So it makes you notice me more because there's tons of people that get buckets, man. There's just tons of people out there that get buckets. My big man in college, we used to make jokes like he sold his soul to the devil because he could like trip over his shoelace and throw the ball in the air and it'll go in. And but you have to set yourself apart in some other way, man. And I was really good at commanding the floor as a backline defender. I really outworked a lot of people that were more talented than me. Plain simple.
Did you ever get shook by anybody when you were playing? Like in those workouts or like the combines and stuff? Were you just like, damn, like I'm out of my league here?
Oh, man. So my freshman year, we played against Chris Paul. And that man's spin move is so vicious. I've never been frozen in my life. He's coming at me full speed on a break and at half court. He spun and it felt like time froze. Cause like I reached and it's like when I turned my head, he was like at the free throw line on the other side already, going for the layup. Like, and I watched it back on film and it was like I legit just froze. I just stopped in where I was at. That's one like I'll never forget. But I mean, it got dunked on. If you go up for enough blocks enough time in your life, you're bound to get dunked on.
Yeah, you can't avoid that.
That's really it. Although I had a game winner hit on me. That shit hurt.
With a what?
A game winner.
Oh.
Yeah, because we were both talking shit to each other, and I was locking him up in the fourth quarter too. And he just got the right space and he hit the shot right over me for the game. That shit sucked. That was a long bus ride home. But yeah, I mean, that's the only ones that stand out in my mind.
Do you miss it at all? Like, do you still lace them up from time to time at all?
Well, you know I don't play no more. But I'll be lying to say if I didn't miss it. I keep telling myself I'm gonna get back into it, but the closest I've been to getting back into it was that day we was at the park. We was trying to teach Richard to shoot better, and we started playing. And then I finally started warming up and getting into it, and I was like, all right, still move a little, let's do it. And I started feeling it, and then y'all were like, let's go. And I was like, oh shit.
No. Hold up. We went, guys, because we were giving one of our buddies like a shooting drill day. Like, this day was dedicated to just letting him work on like his shot basically and his handle. This is not a day for us, Darrell. It was a day for him.
That's true. That is true.
And that's when Raj, remember when I sent you that picture of like how to practice shot form?
Yeah. That's from
Darrell.
when you were in Cali.
Yeah, that's from Darrell.
Yeah. That was good. It's a good drill.
What's the name taught me that? Allen Houston. I played against him when I was in the pro-am coming out of my freshman year of college. And over the summertime, and I was guarding him. He gave me like a solid 27. I was trying everything, like poking him in the stomach, hitting the elbow. And his strength, his form was just so strong, it wasn't moved. And I was talking to him after the game, and I was like, "Yo, man, how you know what I mean? Because when I'm shooting, people hit my elbow and stuff like that. I don't see it, and so automatic miss." And I was like, "How do you do that?" And he was like, "Yo, you want to be a good shooter? You make $500. You want to be a good shooter? You make 500 shots a day. You want to be a great shooter? You make 1,000 shots a day." He practices form all the time, and he's the one who showed me that. So I used to like lay down at night and just do that.
It's a good drill, man.
There's a lot of good drills out there, man. A lot of good drills, man. This is some really good drill I learned from JJ Redick, watching him work out, and he's a hell of a shooter, man. Hell of a shooter. This was his warm up drill before he like started his workouts. He would pick the 5 spots on the court, like 3-point spots, and he would have to make 4 out of 5 from each spot, at least 4 out of 5 from each spot. And if he missed it, he had to start all over again. If he messed up one spot, he'd start all over again.
And do them all over, like do all 5 spots all over again?
Yep.
What did you do for warm ups? Like, what kind of drills did you do?
Oh man, I mean, like a big glass of Hennessy. You know what I mean? Let me stop. A good warm up drill I used to do is start off. I forgot the name of it, but it's like, so you start at the box, and you have to. So you know how the line has the box and it has like the 3 notches and the free throw line, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So you start at the box on your left hand side. You shoot just with your left hand off the glass. So the first, and then you go to the right side on the box. So the first 4 shots all have to use the glass, and then every shot after that can't touch the backboard. And you have to make each shot, and then you have to hit 2 free throws. So it's a total of like, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. It's a total of like 12 shots you have to make, and if you miss one, you start all the way over.
Yeah, I like that.
That's to be my warm up.
Yeah.
You lost Peter at the left hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew as soon as that happened, I was out. Well, good luck to you guys. All right, let's go more contemporary now. Do you still watch it all? Are you catching games at night?
All the time.
Who do you gravitate towards watching the most?
Oh, LeBron.
That's your guy.
Yeah, that's definitely my guy. I watched him play since high school. When he came to New York and he played, and with Sebastian Telfair on his team, and I watched him in the gym. He was amazing. He got booed out the gym his first game because he's a kid. He came down and played on one of his friends' teams in New York, and he didn't want to ball hogging things, so he was playing point guard, just passing the ball. So everybody was like, "Oh, he only had 4 points. How's this guy gonna go number one? He only had 4 points." But they understand the guy had like 20 assists and was making it look so epically. So then he shot everybody up. He came back the next day to play, and he dropped like 36. Took off from like the free throw line and he took body contact. So he twisted his body in the air instead of dunking it, like just finessed it and finger rolled it. Like the control he had was just amazing. And to watch it up close and in person was just like, wow. And then always been a fan of Melo. I got to play against him. Chris Paul's from Winston. So he used to throw his birthday party there every year. So even when he played pro, he'd come back and he'd bring all his friends with him. So and then he'll let some of the local guys, like, of course, they do that at Wake Forest. So like players from Wake Forest are allowed to come, and some of us from Winston are allowed to come in the gym and play too. So I could play against Melo and guard him, and that man's amazing.
Did you party with Chris Paul after he crossed your ass up at half court?
No. I mean, I partied with him before, but not that instance. Actually, one of the funniest times partying with somebody after like getting your ass whipped by him. So my freshman year, we played North Carolina. That year they won the national championship with Rashad McCants,
Sean May,
Williams. And Marvin Williams on. So we're playing them. This is the second worst loss I took in my life. It was just horrible. Like it was like it's actually like a nightmare. Like I mean, it was a hard loss because North Carolina's like 40 minutes away from our school, so we drive down, and the whole time we walk into the arena and we like chanting "Ding Dong." Like you walk in and you see like Jordan's jersey hanging in the rafters, Worthy and shit. And you're just like, yo, this is amazing. And you're like, yo, I'm gonna bust their ass tonight. And it was so far from the truth, man. They were just better at us in every aspect. Player 1 through 15, like just everything. Everything. It felt like Amway mixtape. It was like they were doing shit you're not supposed to do. They threw a bad pass to not Marvin. God, I can't remember his name. Dark skin dude. Anyway, he caught the ball. So he threw it. He caught it. He's jumping from the left side of the baseline. Caught it with his right hand. He's leaning behind the rim because the ball's back so far. He palms the ball. He hits the side of the backboard, and then he's palming it. His side of the backboard, muscles it through, and then dunks it. It was just, it's like stuff that's not supposed to happen. It's like a glitch. Okay.
That sounds like a play from what Zion did before the break.
Yeah, kind of sort of like that. It was they just whooped our ass. Like it was bad. Like they booed us. The crowd booed us from when we touched the court until we left the court, and we lost. That was actually the worst loss I've taken ever in basketball. I remember being at half court, probably like somewhere between 5 to 7 minutes left in the game, and Rashad McCants is next to me. We're at half court, and I think that they're on the free throw line. They're shooting the free throw line, and I'm just like, my hands on my knees. I'm looking at the score, looking at the crowd. I'm booing us. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I can't believe we get an ass whooped like this, man. I know better said that. And he just looks at me. He's like, yo, it's tight, man. Don't worry about it. I never had a chance. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I just look at him. Like, he's like, yo, don't worry about it, man. It's all right. We do this all the time. Never had a chance. You doing after this, man? You want to get some hoes? Looked at him, looked at the score again. I was like, all right, man, what you doing after this? It was actually funny. I met him again later on in life. He was in Vegas for the Korean draft. And he didn't play at all the whole weekend. He was sure, like, the team was, I don't know if he was talking to Samsung. He was talking to somebody. But, like, they met him at his hotel room. And it was like, yo, we're definitely going to pick you and stuff like that. So, the man was just chilling. Just chilling. And he didn't get drafted. Oh, you want to talk about a meltdown? That man did everything but fucking throw a chair up at the podium. Like a meltdown in there. Very bad attitude problems, but she was hilarious to me.
Yo, Rashad McCants is a bad dude, man. I remember watching that guy when we were in like high school, I guess, but I used to love the way that he played. He's a big dude.
A lot of them are like a lot of pros that I play against in the league. They're really solid up top. Like I remember Tracy McGrady, really solid when I met him. Really solid up top. Skinny ass legs though. I'm talking about like crackhead skinny. Like, I remember looking at him like, yo, how can you jump so high? Your legs are so skinny. But like up top was like solid. Like I do nothing but bench press. I do nothing else, just bench press.
But you always had a skinnier frame, right? Compared to the guys you played against?
I've always been skinny. They try to. There's 2 times they try to bulk me up. In college, they try to bulk me up heavy. I could get stronger. I just don't get bigger like that. So like they put me on a weight gain plan going into my senior year. So like for like 4 or 5 months, I had to eat nothing but it just fucking sucked. I had to like eat sweet potatoes. So I had to like poke holes in them, heat them up, and then slice them open and peel them, and just eat those raw like that. And I had to eat chicken breast with just like ketchup, no seasoning, nothing, just chicken breast with ketchup. And I eat that. That was my breakfast, lunch, dinner. Like I want to say, I said a solid 4 months before I was like, yo, fuck this.
Did it work?
Huh?
I
mean, I got strong. I guess I could say I got a little bit bigger, but like not really. Not like they were hoping. And in Japan, they put me on a weight gaining diet the whole time I was out there. But at least for that one, I can honestly say I was not following that. I did it like when they would check up on me about it. I was like, yo, I'm not doing this. And then by the time I realized the power that I had as a player, I would do shit like, by the time I got to Argentina, I would tell them like, oh, they're you be yeah, weightlifting and shit like that. And I used to go like, we wake up in the morning like at 7 to be in the gym to lift weights. And I'll be like, nah, I'm good. Just gonna throw off my shot. You brought me here to shoot. I'm gonna throw off my shot. And they'd be like, all right. And I would just like sit in the weight room and be on my phone.
You just chill while everyone else is working out.
Yeah.
Dang, man. You're that kind of vet.
At that point in time, I was. Especially because me and the coach would get into it out there. He was stupid. And he'll let the wrong players walk all over him. Like, I'll never forget, he benched me. We had 3 imports on the team. He benched me. He didn't play the whole game. Played the other 2 American players, not that much. And blamed the whole loss on us. Just us 3. Like, it's all y'all fault. You know what I mean? So then, after the game, we're supposed to, like, stretch and shit, right? So I went in the locker room, got dressed, and was leaving to go back to my apartment. He's like, where you going? And I was like, nigga, did I play? Like, what the fuck do I need to stretch? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I did not play not 1 minute of this game. Where do I need to stretch? And he looked at me. I just walked past him. It can be weird sometimes, man. So it's a lot. There's a lot of fun into it. You have a lot of fun, but then it's also very cutthroat. You know what I mean, sometimes you won't get paid. You have to hold out sometimes. Your money's not always guaranteed. People underbidding you. You get cut very easily. Like, I watched a guy come on the court. Like, we warming up, start the game. He comes on the court like, yo, where's my jersey and stuff? And they have another import player in his jersey already on the court. And like, the team comes up like, oh, yo, we cut you.
And that's it.
Yeah. Or, even worse, it was a guy, played in Italy. And he was sitting in his apartment with his wife and kids watching TV at night. Interpreter walks in with another 6'10" guy and just showing the guy around the apartment. And then, the player gets up and looks at him, goes to the interpreter, like, yo, what the fuck going on? He's like, oh, they didn't tell you? He's like, oh, you've been released. I need you to pack your stuff and get out because this guy's gonna move in.
Damn, that's cold.
Yeah, it's insane. Man. All right, on a much brighter note, what are you up to these days since retirement?
Like, actually these days, or like my career-wise?
like occupationally, not during not during quarantine.
So I'm a filmmaker. I direct some commercials. I DP some commercials and some films. I've been on a lot of TV commercials that y'all probably watch over and over right now. Seeing that everybody's watching TV right now. And building myself up in the commercial and the film world. Yeah, I'm being a creator. I love it. It's amazing how I call it movie magic. Do stuff like it can be pitch dark at night and it'll make it look like a spring summer day just by lighting things a different type of way, and it's amazing. It's amazing what you can do with a camera and light. So that's pretty much what I do now. I'm a commercial filmmaker. My
man, it's a good story, man. Rebuilding yourself after the injury and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's been good. I guess you say one of the lucky ones because there's a lot of people that give their life to a sport, and when it's over, they're lost without it, right? And I'm not gonna sit here and say like I just knew what I wanted to do after. It was trial and error. I said I met Peter when I was being an Instagram husband, and but because I was doing that, I learned photography and then met other people more talented than me, and then learned about film and led me toward this direction. But I had to try a bunch of different things before I found this. And a lot of players, they go into training kids and things of that sort, or try to get into coaching, or some of them just fall by the wayside. And I know a lot of people go broke because they, you live a certain type of lifestyle, and that check starts coming in, it stops coming in, and you try to go get a regular job, and you're used to making $10,000-$15,000 a month. And now, you have no, I guess they say work experience, so you have no work experience in the industry that you might be trying to get in, and they want to pay you $17-$15 an hour. And you see your check, and you look at that shit, and you're like, what? How am I supposed to survive off of this? And that Spreewell shit. I understand where Spreewell was coming from. When you turn out a $1 million contract, not like I had $2 million at the time, but like when he turned out, he looked at the team, was like, yo, how am I supposed to survive off of this? Because you've been living for this much for so long. It's like it's hard to adjust, right? So I know a lot of people that struggle with that. I guess you say I'm one of the lucky ones.
There it is. All right, man. Thank you very much for joining us. This was a real pleasure, man. I always love talking and hear your stories, so I'm about that.
Thanks so much for having me, man. Thanks.
Anytime.
We'll have you again when hopefully the NBA season resumes, and maybe we'll talk more about NBA and hopefully playoffs.
I hope so, man. That would be nice. It would really suck if the season got canceled this year, especially with how good the Lakers are looking and the Clippers are looking, and then the young beast Giannis, how he's looking. I was really looking forward, and also I was looking forward to see if Toronto could do something.
There you go.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have high hopes for them. I don't see them getting past Milwaukee, but I can't lie and say that they don't look impressive. They're doing really well this season, speaking that they lost 2 starters. Right? So I was really looking forward to the playoffs. Really looking forward to it.
Who did you have to win it?
Oh man, I go with LeBron until he's like beaten. But the what's names were the favorite in my eyes, the Clippers, because it's just so deep. They throw so many bodies at you, right? But I was hoping that the Lakers could somehow pull it off, since my Knicks have sucked forever, so can't really count on them for nothing.
Wait, you're a Lakers and Knicks fan?
No, I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm a LeBron fan.
Okay, just a LeBron guy. Okay.
Yeah, LeBron guy. I'm a Knicks fan. Today I die, and I know it's not our proudest 2 decades, but
2 decades, bro. It's been like 5 decades, man. Come on.
No. See, it might have been like 5 decades since we won a championship, but since we've been good,
Okay, here's a very morbid question for you. Were you excited when you heard that James Dolan had coronavirus?
That's too far. That's too far.
Damn.
I mean, as a Knicks fan, you must have felt a little
too
something.
soon.
Come on.
Too soon.
I
deep down, Knicks fans are all thinking the same thing though when they saw the headline.
I'm not going to say I was excited, but I'm not going to say I was sad or even gave a second thought to it. It was more so like, you know what I mean? We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a good thing, but you know what I mean? I'm also not going to say it's a bad thing. I'm in the gray areas. Like, I don't like to see people die, but like then again, you've been killing my Knicks for like 20 years. So. Not gonna say it's payback, but you know what I mean. Let's say I'm in the gray. I leave it up to God. It's his choice.
That's like when like a GM or a coach lose their job. You don't want anyone to actually lose their job, but at the same time, like someone else could do a better job at it. It is what it is.
I mean, that man's ego should. He kicked Spike out the arena. Dude. It's like kicking Jack Nicholson out. That's like kicking y'all guy. What's his name? Nav. Out the building, man. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Day one supporter, man, been spending bread for years, and you gonna kick him out the building because he used a different entry that he's been using for the past 20 plus years? Like, come on, man. Dolan, man, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a billionaire, so I can't tell how that man thinks. Maybe if I was a billionaire, I'd probably be cocky as him too. Who knows?
You might have a band too.
I would think I would do something smarter, but like I said. I ain't got that man's money, so I can't say what. But we'll see what happens. I only can pray that one day we'll do it again.
Good luck, man. Good
luck with that.
Well, I'm really hoping because I have a bet with Richard. I was drunk. I shouldn't have did it, but I stand by my bets. I bet that the Knicks would make the championship before the Raptors again. So. Gotta hope and pray that, you know what I mean?
So that's why you don't want the Raptors.
Uh-huh.
In the G League, right?
See?
In the G
I try to use that as an excuse when I sobered up, but wasn't falling for that one. So, unfortunately, no, the NBA.
Oof.
Good luck to you, man.
Yeah. Hey, I beat the odds so far in my life, right? So.
All right. I want to thank everyone for listening. Please remember to rate and subscribe on iTunes. You can find us on Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, Anchor, all the major podcast platforms. You can hit us up on Instagram and Twitter at Stretch4Pod. And until next time, peace.